She said, "I just asked him to put sunscreen on my back. If you're jealous, go home." Then she laughed. Not the shy kind of laugh that smooths tension, but the bold, careless kind that dares everyone around to join in. Half the beach did. And I stood there, silent, burning, not from the sun, but from the humiliation that crawled under my skin like heat you can't wash off. I didn't argue, didn't roll my eyes, didn't try to remind her that I existed. I just said, "All right," turned around, and walked away. That was it. No shouting, no dramatic exit, just quiet, absolute finality. That night, while she and her friends were still drinking by the bonfire, I was at the airport, suitcase in hand, boarding a flight home. By the time the plane took off, I wasn't angry anymore. I was free. Her name's Mira. We'd been together for almost 2 years. When we first met, she was magnetic, confident, social, the kind of woman who made any room brighter just by walking into it. Everyone noticed her, and she noticed everyone noticing her. That's what drew me in. She had that effortless kind of charm, the kind that made life feel louder and lighter. But I didn't realize then that some people don't want connection. They want attention. And Mira craved attention like oxygen. At first, it was harmless. She was just friendly. That's what she'd always say. Whether she was sitting too close to a guy at a bar, texting her ex at midnight, or playfully touching someone's arm during a conversation, "I'm just friendly, Adam," and I used to let it go. Not because I was blind, but because I refused to police another adult's behavior. If someone wants to cross a line, no amount of warning tape will stop them. So I waited, watched, learned. Over time, I realized Mira didn't love being with someone who adored her. She loved being adored by everyone. When she invited me on that beach trip with her friends, I said yes, partly because I wanted a break from work, mostly because I wanted clarity. Her friend group was exactly what I expected. Loud, camera-happy, everything an Instagram story could hope for. They lived for likes, and Mira fit right in. She was glowing, laughing, posing like the beach was her stage and everyone else was an audience. I kept to myself. I'm not the loud type. I don't compete for volume in a crowd. The first day went fine. Drinks, laughter, harmless teasing. But on the second day, she decided to perform. She wore a new bikini, a bright yellow one that turned every head as she walked by. Music blared from a portable speaker, her hair glistened with seawater, and she looked like she'd stepped out of a travel ad. That's when the tour guide entered the picture. Tall, tan, tattooed, the kind of guy who looks like he belongs on that same ad. His name was Leo. He was polite, helpful, probably just doing his job. But Mira saw him as an opportunity to feed the crowd. She flirted openly, laughing too hard at his jokes, touching his arm when she talked, complimenting his tattoos like she was discovering hidden treasure. I sat a few feet away, towel in hand, watching the performance. Then she said it. "Hey, can you help me put sunscreen on my back?" Not to me, to him. I froze, not out of jealousy, but disbelief. She didn't even look my way, just turned her back, hair flipping over her shoulder, waiting for Leo to help. The people around us went quiet for a second. Even Leo hesitated. That's when she looked over her shoulder at me, smirked, and said it loud enough for everyone to hear, "I just asked him to put sunscreen on my back. If you're jealous, go home." The laughter that followed was the kind that hides discomfort. Nobody found it funny, but they laughed anyway, because awkward silence is worse. That moment wasn't about sunscreen, it was about control. About showing everyone she could humiliate me and still expect me to stay. And that's when I realized she didn't respect me. She just wanted to see if I respected myself. I didn't argue, I didn't storm off, I didn't even raise my voice. I just said, "Okay." And that one word, calm, final, landed harder than anything else I could have said. Her smile faltered for half a second before she covered it with another laugh. "Don't be dramatic," she said, turning to her friends. "He's just sensitive." They laughed again, uneasily. I picked up my towel, shook off the sand, and walked away. Back in the hotel room, I packed my bag slowly. No anger, no tears, just quiet, methodical movement. Each shirt folded felt like reclaiming a piece of myself I'd been giving away for too long. I booked the earliest flight home. She texted me once, "Seriously? You're leaving over a joke?" Then again, "If you walk out over this, don't bother coming back." I smiled, not with spite but with peace, because she was right about one thing. I wasn't coming back. The next morning, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Calls, texts, voice notes, I ignored them all. By noon, one of her friends, Daniel, texted me. "Hey man, she's freaking out. Hotel's asking her to pay your half since it's one booking. Her card keeps declining. She's crying at the front desk." I stared at the message for a moment, then replied, "She'll manage." A few hours later, screenshots from their group chat started circulating. Her friend Chloe had written, "You told him to go home if he's jealous. Guess he just did." No one replied after that. By evening, Mira's texts changed from angry to pleading. "Please, I'm sorry. Can we talk? You embarrassed me by leaving like that. They're making me pay for your part of the room. Just transfer it so I can check out." I didn't answer, because silence, sometimes, is the most expensive response you can give. That night, she posted a story, a sunset photo, with the caption, "When you love someone insecure, they'll always find a reason to run." The comments destroyed her. "He didn't run, you pushed him. Strong women don't humiliate their partners in public." She deleted it within minutes. But screenshots last longer than pride. A few days later, she called from a new number. I almost admired her persistence. "You really left me there?" she said, voice trembling. "Do you know how humiliating that was? I had to call my mom for money." I let her talk, then said quietly, "You told me to go home, Mira. I just listened." "You didn't even fight for me," she whispered. I almost laughed, not cruelly, but at the irony. "No," I said, "because respect isn't something you fight to earn back. It's something you stop giving away." She was silent for a while, then said, "You've changed." "No," I told her, "I just stopped mistaking your chaos for passion." She hung up. That was the last time we spoke. Weeks passed. Daniel texted again once. She had to call her mom to pay. Whole scene was awkward. I replied with 2 words, "Wish her well." And that was that. Now, every morning feels quieter. Not empty, just peaceful. Sometimes peace feels strange after years of noise. You confuse it for loneliness at first. But it's not loneliness, it's freedom. Mira taught me a valuable lesson. You don't have to destroy someone's ego to move on. You just have to stop feeding it. Because some people don't learn when they lose you. They only learn when the bill finally comes due. And for once, I didn't have to pay it.